This is called Sweetly Spicy Chicken with Couscous Stuffing, and it's from the Canadian Living Chicken Cookbook. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is make the stuffing. The stuffing calls for couscous, but since I have 2 people here who are allergic to wheat, I'm going to use quinoa. So, first off, in a saucepan, melt a tablespoon of butter. And then add 4 chopped green onions. You wouldn't be able to see any of this.
Totally.
4 chopped green onions. And it says 1 clove of garlic minced, but I used 2 and I squished them. So melt the butter.
Why did you use 2 and squish them?
Oh, well, because I prefer more garlic, and I didn't want to spend the time mincing.
Ah.
I don't think it's going to make any difference. I mean, maybe strictly speaking it would, but I don't think it's going to make much difference.
Okay.
So, I melt the butter, just slowly melting here. And then add 4 chopped green onions and the garlic and stir for 3 minutes.
Do you time it?
Nah, until softened. 3 minutes or until softened. Right.
How do you tell if it's when it's softened?
Well, it just looked softer, I guess.
Did it change color?
Well, let's see. No, I don't time this sort of thing. I just do it, you know. And
well, that's what I'm doing. This a lot on this blog is about like the stuff sort of beyond the recipe book.
Beyond what?
The recipe book.
Oh, okay.
Like simple
what the
instructions.
recipe book doesn't say, you mean?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Like there's following the recipe book and then there's not following the recipe at all.
Well, this is following the recipe pretty well.
Right, but it's also making adaptations.
Yeah. I have the oven on at 325. Now, I have over here a mixture of spices. This is a ½ teaspoon of cumin, a ¼ teaspoon of coriander ginger, a pinch of cinnamon. I add a couple of pinches. A pinch of salt and pepper. I add a little bit more than that. Turn the heat down. The thing about gas, you know, it can get pretty hot pretty quickly.
Softer? Softer?
It's getting there, yeah.
Not caramelized.
Oh no, you don't want to caramelize them. Now then. So, I don't know how it looks. To me that looks good enough. And then add the herbs and spices.
Just
and
plunking
cook.
it in.
Yeah, and then cook for a minute. But you stir all the time, keeping the heat down so you don't burn the spices.
How are you going to know if it's burnt?
Well, good question. You just do it, you stir all the time and that'll stop it from being burnt.
So probably you haven't burnt it for
a
couple years.
Right. Okay. Now, I have some chicken stock in a measuring cup here.
How much?
Well, I'm going to be using 1½ cups.
That's more than 1½ cups.
Yeah.
Was that store-bought? You made it on your own?
No, this is from bouillon cubes.
Okay.
Okay,
Hot water? Cold water?
Hot water. So, now we bring this to a boil.
Bring it to a boil. Okay.
And once it's on a boil, we stir in, well, the recipe says couscous, but we're using quinoa. Stir in a cup of quinoa, a ¼ cup of chopped almonds, a ¼ cup of currants, and 4 tablespoons of chopped parsley.